And welcome to today's video, how to start with copilots or agents in Dataverse. So, first of all, to start with building of agents and copilots for the Dataverse and with Dataverse tables, basically you have to go to the Copilot Studio, as it is part of the Power Apps, and to start building a new agent. So here from this UI, you can see that I have on this demo environment many different copilots or agents, depending the type of them are agents, but some of them are acting like retrieval agents or standard copilots, what we are familiar. But I will explain more in details when we go and open some of them. But there is multiple ways how you can build it. But as I told you, for the starting point, you have to start to create a new agent. And from there, I will now show you what you can add, which capabilities you can use, and what is in reality the way of using all of these features so that you can build your first agent in Dataverse. So let's select one of these my copilots or agents. So here you can see that we have some B2E agent. And what is from the first level important to know? First thing is that when you start building the agent, you have to really understand and to know what you really want to get out of this agent. And what are the purposes and what is expected out of this agent to do. And all of these things you have to describe fairly nicely. So first of all, you can see here that we have description tab where it is really described what is the purpose of this agent. And after that, we have general instructions. The general instructions are basically the not the steps which Copilot has to execute, but in reality, the actions which he has to do. So when you are building the agent, you have to really specify in the general instructions what are the things which is expected out of this agent to do. And after that, we can turn on orchestration and to use generative AI. What is important when we talk about agents and copilots? It is important for your understanding to know that we have three levels of agents. One agents are standard retrieval agents, which are basically known as copilots till now. Those agents have general knowledge, and that knowledge can be used to prompt them with some question, specific question, and they will give you the answer if they know how to answer it. The second type of the agents is the task-specific agents. Those agents, not only that they have some knowledge, but they have possibility to execute some actions. But those actions must be executed after certain prompt. So they are basically waiting for your instruction. When you say to them to do something, they can do it. And then there is a third level of agents, which are basically autonomous agents. Those agents can do some stuff on its own without our knowledge. So if you just followed right what I have explained to you, you understood that one thing is in common for all of these three agents, three types of agent, and that's the thing that all of them has to have some knowledge. So without knowledge, they are not smart. Without being smart, they are not capable to understand how we are talking with them because we're using natural language conversation, and without that possibility, they cannot basically do anything. So when we start building our first agent for the Dataverse, let's provide some Dataverse knowledge to this agent. And this is fairly easy. When you scroll down, you will see here that you have knowledge tab. And as you can see, I have some onboarding knowledge. It's directly connected to Dataverse, but let me show you how easy it is to connect it to Dataverse. So first of all, click on add knowledge and immediately you will see that Dataverse is available here. So from here now he will list all tables from Dataverse, and as you can see, we can scroll down, list, you can search up here, let's search accounts, Okay, here are accounts, and if we select the accounts, okay, now we can select them. We can click next. What is going to happen? Again, we are going to focus on describing. You have possibility here to describe what this table is, and then you can go to bit advanced stuff, where you can explain synonyms and glossaries. Synonyms are important in this level, where you can really access to every single field which you have, and for example, add some synonyms for this specific field. So we can say that this is city, or that this is maybe town, or that this is address of the city, and so on. So you can provide to him some list of the synonyms. And what is also more important, and you're seeing here that this is a trend in the building of agents, that we have to provide the description. And so from here, this is the field for city address primary of this account. And you can go and do all of them. But for most of the cases, you will not have to do it. But what is important, if you do not provide any synonyms or any description, it doesn't matter. He will still basically understand, but he will need to be pushed more sometimes, especially in the beginning of the usage, until he understands what is, for example, address 1 street 3, address 1 street 2, address 1 street 1. There is a difference, but they're really similar. But when you do this, we can go just on back and you can click add. Basically, out of this moment, your knowledge will be added, and same as my onboarding here, you will get the informations, and whatever you ask Copilot, he will be capable on answering to you. So let me now show you how, for example, this onboarding, one of my general knowledge, because basically it is the same, the Dataverse, how it could work. For example, I will ask him, what is my first activity in the onboarding process? So now you can see that he's moving to the activity map, and now he's going directly to the knowledge search, so you can track where he is trying to retrieve this answer. And now you will see that he is searching, and so now you can see here the first activity of the onboarding process as a welcome to B2E company, which is created. So he is basically directly, so if you can see here the reference B2E onboarding, so this is the name of my company. If I click here, I will be directly navigated to the Dataverse. Of course, we can now prompt him even more to ask some description, so he will go to the description. Basically, this is a demo environment, so we will have to prompt him a little bit more to get some more details, but this is all in reality. After providing good quality and especially big data, this table has only 3 rows. But when you provide him like bigger tables and the bigger structural data, he will be really fast to understand. But the most thing, what is important in this part of understanding, that adding the knowledge article from the Dataverse is a couple of clicks. So you have access to all of the tables and everything is available to you. And now we're basically on the first level of agents. We successfully got the agent which has knowledge from our Dataverse table. And from this point, now we should probably move to the next stages. Let's try to build some stuff where he can maybe do some things when we ask them to do. So to do that, now we will have to move a little bit on the side and focus here on the actions. So when we focus on the actions, you can see that we have possibility to add different type of actions, and that we can basically provide some stuff which are really similar to the Power Automate. So list, add new row. So basically some of the stuff which you have in the Power Automate. And now, when we take a closer look, let me show you how you can easily add an action, but then I will explain you what is basically the logic and what you have which capabilities do you have. So, if you go and search, for example, Dataverse, what you will see when he loads all of the tables, okay, sorry, I was in library, you will see that you have all of the actions which are available in Power Automate. So with that logic, what you have possibility is basically to access every single action. So you can list rows, you can create, you can update, you can do all of this stuff. And for example, to just show you how easy it is to do it, let's go first to one custom Dataverse table about sustainability where I have possibility to list. What is important here is that again we are moving out of this strong setup process, how we want to talk with with this agent. We are just providing him access to the table. He is smart, he can read the data. We just maybe sometimes have to clarify a bit more what something is, or maybe to target to a specific environment or some of the fine tuning. But in reality, all of the most important stuff are basically description or he can understand from the conversational level. So now, when it is open, you can see basically that we have description, display name, action name, which are customizable based on your preferences, and we have inputs. So, what is important to know about inputs? It is important that for the Dataverse, and we are focusing now on your Dataverse, you have to define environment and you have to define the table, which both of them can be selected from the list. So we have our environment, as you can see here, and here on the list is the same, and we have some table which we are targeting. After that, you have possibility to click on add and to specify all of the rows which we have on this table, so every single column, but you don't have to do it. What this action will do, basically not only this, every single action which we have, whenever you ask him to list you all items which you have on this table, he will do it. When you say, okay, tell me which items is repeating the most amount of time, he will do it. If you have the action, for example, add new row, when you say, okay, add new row to, for example, list sustainability ledger entry, he will start creating the new row. So actions are basically normal actions from the Power Automate, exactly the same thing. The stuff only here about action which you have to understand is the level that we are talking here about task agents. So they can work when you tell them to do something. List, create, find, or whatever action you have. You have seen that all available actions from the Power Automate are available here for our actions. And then we are getting to the third level of agents, which are basically autonomous agents. The autonomous agents are probably from the idea of agents most popular, but you have to be careful about them because you have to really be sure 100% that you want to allow to AI to do some stuff in your business data in most of the cases without your knowledge. Of course, there is possibility to provide approval, but if you want it fully autonomous, then you have to allow them to do it for you. What is capability here is that you have the triggers. So basically, again, we are moving to the Power Automate logic. What is the big difference here is that we are just calling this trigger. And we are saying whenever some event happens in some of the systems, then you should think about what are the next following actions. So basically, we have here when the row is added or modified, and you're seeing that he will be opening to me Power Automate now. So also you can see here on the side that we have flows, and these are same thing. So now he's opening Power Automate to me, where I have specified some stuff, where basically I want to prompt this agent to do the following steps after some record is created in the Dataverse. So in this moment, the prompting will be happening automatically. So whenever somebody writes or creates sustainability track, I will compose, if you can see here, I will compose one prompt and I will send that prompt to the Copilot Studio. So use content from this, where I have built the prompt which I really want to be used. And what is going to happen now? When we trigger this, I will do the test triggering. He will now make decision. Does he want to add new row or maybe wants to list something? But basically, he's thinking about the best option because he has the knowledge, and now he have decided to just provide us uh, informations about sustainability ledger entry. The next time when he gets the values, he can decide. Okay, if you can see here, he has decided to add a new row. So maybe this was the best decision in this moment, but he's thinking on its own. Maybe he was able to provide the list just as information, but this one is on purposely set to provide add a new row. So he has basically made the decision to automatically create the new row. Now I was presenting you in the test environment where we have everything set it up. I was not in reality in Dataverse. I was triggering it with a test, but this could be happen automatically. So you can see here that he has collected all informations, company, the emissions which we are collecting. So in this test table, so he has collected everything. Of course, he had one issue, but it is not the key element. But he has provided everything and he was able to do the stuff. And he will do it without anybody following him or checking what is happening in the back. And this is in reality fully autonomous agents which can do anything without you. So just to circle around, you have possibility to add knowledge articles, and with those knowledge articles, you have possibility to give some intelligence with some business data to your agent. After that, you can add multiple different actions, which are basically providing the task-specific agents, which you can trigger on the conversational level, and then you can provide the triggers, which can specifically trigger the events not based on conversation but on automatic processes which are happening in some of the Dataverse tables. And with that combination, you can get any type of agent directly in the Copilot Studio whenever you need with fairly easy setup. Thank you and see you at the next video.